Hey, Chris.
Yes, Craig.
It's that time again.
Comment show time.
Comment show time.
Comment show time.
Comment show time. Chris.
Craig.
I've come to a conclusion.
That you're going to state all the important info.
I'm going to do that
after
my conclusion.
Conclusion
We have
first.
quite possibly the awesomest community
I'd agree with that.
on the interwebs. A lot of very well thought out comments this week. But we'll get to that after the important information. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure you go to www.craigandchris.com, where you can subscribe right here on our YouTube channel, because that's the only place where we're at right now. Other than that, make sure if you want to follow any of the interesting stories during our episodes during the week, go to craigandchris.com/flipboard to follow our magazine and stuff.
And, you know, every once in a while we throw in an extra article or two.
Or 5. And then we're like, we hate these all. It was a bad week for news.
Oh, my gosh.
But we had to dig through them. We found the good ones, people. So make sure you watch this week. All week long.
That remains to be seen.
Shut up. It's going to be awesome. It's called forward advertising. Forward marketing. You know that.
I know that. But
You know that. You're in the biz.
Not sure if the stories are that good.
So,
see.
Our last Ask Craig and Chris, hashtag, you said it was hashtag Ask Craig and Chris, which might be it. I can't remember.
That's what you said it was in the video, I think.
I think that's wrong. It's supposed to be...
The title said Ask hashtag.
Yeah, just use hashtag Craig and Chris. Are you sure the title said that? I'm going to have to look that up. You might be right.
I am sure.
Okay. Anyways, just use hashtag Craig and Chris. That's all you need to do. You don't need to put the ask in. Sean Saint did it right. See? He didn't put the ask. But anyways, we got awesome comments here. The first one we have is from Flappy Bird Deleted is the first one we're going to go by. Because we're going to be talking about Flappy Bird again this week. Steve Carnett says, never played it, but I so much agree with your people suck statement and want to expand on that. Our freedom of speech is great in so many ways, but the problem is that it enables haters out there to be jerks. People just automatically think that because there's freedom of speech in social media that they have a right to walk over other people's opinions, ideas, feelings, etc. It's really difficult for people to be raised, blah, 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 blah. It keeps going on.
Huh.
Awesome. I agree.
That's why we said it in the first
They're like,
place.
freedom of speech. It's like if they walked up to you on the street and says, you're a jerk, and I hope you fail at life. And you're like, that's not cool. They're like, freedom of speech.
I hope you fail at life because I am too.
I win the argument. Freedom of speech.
Insecure about myself.
As if us being pissed off about them being haters means we want to censor them. We're like, no, we're just telling you you're a jerk.
Freedom of speech.
You can keep being a jerk. That's fine.
Jerk. Yeah.
You can defend it all day long with freedom of speech. It doesn't change the fact you're a jerk.
Yeah. They don't use that freedom of speech to actually say, you know what, I disagree with you, sir. And here's why.
Yeah, there's none of that.
We wouldn't want to do that.
As soon as you get mad at them, they drag you down to your level and they beat you with experience. That's how that works.
It is.
They're really good at it. Sean Saint says, yes, haters be hating. Haters love to hate so much that you can accurately state that this dong guy has brought happiness to so many people's lives. I can make a lot of really bad jokes here, but I'll just say that for $50,000 a day, I could just create a new social network identity so I wouldn't have to deal with the haters, pay someone else to handle my PR. And that's an interesting part of this story is that it had nothing to do with the stress of the haters, we found out. And we're going to talk about that in an episode this week. He actually said it was...
We'll get to that.
Okay.
You don't
want me to ruin it for him?
Don't spoil yet.
Yeah, it had nothing to do, he says, it had nothing to do with the haters hating. Nothing at all. It was something else. He says... He goes, I'd hire somebody else to handle my PR and sit back on a beach somewhere with a martini in my hand and a shite-eating grin on my face singing It's a Wonderful World, followed by my own rendition of I've Got a Lovely Bunch of Coconuts and The Flappy Man Can. The Flappy Man Can.
I just love the way you think.
The Flappy Man Can, 'cause he mixes it with love and makes the world. I don't even know how it... Flap good? Flap good. The Flappy Man. Hey, if they can get me to sing.
All right,
let's move on to the next video. We're only doing a couple comments per video, guys. Remember, use hashtag Craig and Chris.
Okay.
We don't want this to go on for like 5 hours like our last video did.
Yeah.
Video games cause immaturity. I love this one. This is from Tom Van Slingerland. Van Slingerland, which is just an epic name to begin with, Tom. He's commented here before. He goes, I have to say it's true. Pacman made me eat pills in a dark room with glowing walls while listening to repetitive techno music. Sometimes I think I saw ghosts. I got a kick out of that one. I'm sorry. I laughed at that one, Tom.
I love that one.
Because that's what I do. That's how video games influence me so much.
We've all been there. Oh boy, the pile of bodies that I've left.
The pile of bodies. Ghost!
Yep, they're everywhere.
Christoph Exposito.
True story, actually. After playing The Sims, I was swimming with a friend, and I removed the ladder, and he went, what the hell are you doing?
And then rather than getting out of the pool, because you can't get out of a pool...
He was terrified.
He was terrified. You can't get out of a pool without a ladder.
And the worst part was when he said, what are you doing? I just stood there holding the ladder, and I just went... I don't know. It just seemed like the thing to do.
It just seemed appropriate at the time.
Yes.
SEOY said, hey, Craig, can you drop a link to the study? I'd like to actually see it. They should have had a control group to determine decreased empathy, and they should have directly stated their definition of empathy like they stated their definition of violent. And we posted, actually, like I said, all of our articles are at craigandchris.com/flipboard.
Yes.
So you guys can hold us accountable. And troll us all you want. You're like, no, he said the immaturity, not immaturity.
No, please don't do that.
You're a jerk.
Just read it.
You're a jerk if you do that.
Yes.
James Cohen had a great explanation. He goes, nope, being a guy, that pretty much makes you immature.
Yes.
I agree. And
I've heard from people that men don't mature past the age of like 13.
Which brings us to Gil DeJesus.
Yes.
I think that's how he pronounces his name. I know, I'm 14-year-old trapped in a 41-year-old body. Doesn't get any better, swigs Mountain Dew.
And actually, we might as well mention this now. Gil was also in the hospital, he said, in a different post of his. So we just want to give a little shout out and say, hope you're feeling better, buddy.
Yeah, we do. Because he said apparently he was having YouTube withdrawals because they blocked YouTube in the hospital room. And I told him, dude, YouTube is healing. You know, demand a dose.
Yeah, fortunately he had the 4G LTE, but
no signal.
just wanted to say, hey, feel better, man.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, next video. Mayo armband and Oculus Rift. I like this one from Sean Saint.
Yeah.
Again, we should give him a shout out a number of times. I wonder if he started your blog yet, which we told him to start
He
a
did.
blog. Did he?
Yes, he did.
Sweet. I need a link to that. You know what? Hashtag Craig and Chris. I swear to whatever gods you believe in that if you get all this awesome stuff, I will track you down, I will find you, I will pull up to your house, and I will bring snacks. And we probably would answer.
You probably would.
At this point. He's proven himself worthy enough.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be too uncomfortable with that process, especially if we had that stuff. We'd be like, check it out, Sean! It's awesome! But in this fantasy land we live in, probably not going to happen. Of course, he had some responses going, that's kind of creepy, dude. Justin Tom goes, you will? He goes, not really, though. This is a conversation. Not really, though. I'm thinking that its comment is less funny and more creepy than I intended. Justin says, no, not creepy at all. I suggest you abduct them while you are there. And then Sean goes, hardy har har.
He did say snacks, not duct tape.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true. So we got it. We got it. Don't worry about that.
If he said I'd bring duct tape, I'd be worried. But.
Oh, great. That's going to be the next comment he leaves. Okay, Elder Scrolls Online, which probably had the best, most well thought out. And I loved this because it really proved how awesome our audience is, I think. Because
it completely represented what we were going for.
Yeah. I mean, it was really one of those things where like you're always afraid somebody's going to jump on the hate bandwagon, the fanboy thing.
Yeah,
and
we just want to talk about it.
Yeah, and so it was really cool. We got a bunch of really. I think it's also a reflection of Skyrim gamers in general.
We'll probably try it.
Oh yeah,
we're not hating. We're just voicing our concern.
Yeah, and a lot of people were the same way.
Yeah.
Amber Short says, I think it's going to vary with people. Some like the single player and some like the whole groups, but I feel like most RPGs, most people will be playing the game as if it were a single player game. MMOs seem to really have changed and not like the MMORPGs from the past. The only benefit to this game will probably be for PvP and nothing else. I kind of preferred that it would have stayed single.
Yeah.
By the way, you forgot to mention Ragnarok Online, which I haven't played.
I haven't either.
Haven't played that one. But there's a lot of great MMOs out there now. A lot of them. Linda, I think it's Street or ST. Linda Lindest.
Your Saint?
Maybe Saint. Your show rocks. Took me longer to say her name. Aiden Masters, you want me to be honest with you? I've never entertained the idea of making an online version of a popular game. I heard someone wants to make a Dynasty Warriors Online. You know, the hack and slash. Why? I don't know. Who knows? Brian Harris, they did an amazing job.
Monthly charges.
Yeah, this was a great comment, and this is coming from a guy who actually liked it. He goes, they did an amazing job with Elder Scrolls Online, but for me, they killed it with the $15 monthly fee.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what we were saying. Is like it's going to have to go free to play.
Yeah, I can't think of one that has come out of the last 10 that come to mind.
Yeah,
that didn't have to revert to that at least.
Yeah, at some point, because it's just hard to maintain traction with it.
Yeah.
Justin Hickman, Brian Harris, my cousin raised very valid point. Well, we're not going to do that. Sean O'Hara says Guild Wars 2 was buy to play with no subscription fee. I really think that was probably the better platform for the game. Subscriptions are irritating. And I'm actually going to agree with him on that. I played Guild Wars 2. It is phenomenal. It is probably the most original MMO that's come out in probably a decade.
Okay.
I don't know if you got a chance to play it, but just the way it was all had the microtransactions in it, so there was stuff you could buy, but it wasn't essential, which is mostly cosmetic and things like that you could buy, like new outfits.
Yeah.
But the game itself, you buy once and you play free for life.
I think my problem is I kind of thought, like, after Tor, I'm not sure if I'll try an MMO again.
Yeah.
If that one couldn't get me to stick, I don't know what will.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Tor was actually, as far as all the MMOs we've played, though, it's one of the more disappointing ones. Because even Galaxies was, I think, a lot more fun, gameplay-wise, in my opinion, than Tor was.
It's just so hard to get everyone on anymore. And, you know,
it's a time restriction.
Our time is so sporadic anymore because age caught up with us. So it's like one of those things where I prefer a single player game just to get in and feel like I've done something instead of like, hey, kill 10 of those and come back.
Yeah, pretty much. Guild Wars did a really good job of it because they had that dynamic questing system where they would create events. You know, as you're walking through an area, and it would create like this awesome, like it's a new event just popped up. And then everybody would in that region would be part of that event, and they would be chained or linked together.
Yeah.
And so it was a reason for people to kind of play together, but you didn't have to get in a group. You know what I mean? It was like if you were just in the area doing something, shopping or even at a store, then all of a sudden they would get attacked by bandits. And then everybody had to defend the city from bandits, and then all of a sudden they pushed back to the bandit king, you know? So it was like this huge chained. And then by the end of the event, like everybody was actually kind of working together. It was pretty cool. It was a clever way to do it.
That's pretty good.
And Sean O'Hara throws out there, he says, EverQuest 2, which we haven't played that in years.
No, not for a long time.
He goes, their shop is freaking amazing.
I had a really cool character, though.
Yeah, that game, I played EverQuest 1 for years, so it was fun. EverQuest 2's shop is freaking amazing, to be honest. I currently play that and like that I can buy what I want when it comes to content and stuff. So...
yeah.
Most people would buy. Basically, we probably should wrap it up because we're probably over our time. Thank you guys for your awesome comments. But most people, it looked like on the Elder Scrolls Online, they would have preferred a single-player Skyrim.
At the very least. That
was definitely the consensus, and I'm in agreement.
And I don't think they're stopping those. This is just, I think this is a separate studio that's being released by Bethesda, but somebody else is developing it.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't see it working in the long run because it's just so hard to remain relevant with the MMOs. Time, you're going to hear this, and I'm going to get nerdy for a second. Time is the new commodity, people, because there are thousands, hundreds of games now just rapidly being released and developed between the app stores and all that. It's going to be very difficult moving forward for game developers to get our attention for long periods of time.
Yeah.
And that's already started to happen. And you're going to start hearing this floating around out there. Like all these big game developers are freaking out because they're pouring so many dollars into these games, and they're having trouble.
Need your time.
Yeah, they're having trouble retaining our attention for long periods of time.
Yep.
Especially that's like kind of killing off DLC too, because they're learning that by the time we're done playing the game, we've moved on to like 3 other games.
Yeah.
And so DLC is really struggling with that respect, which I'm okay with.
Yeah. That's a whole...
Thank you for the awesome comments as usual.
Yeah, you guys are really smart people.
Yeah.
Thanks for the support.
Yeah, and keep commenting, and we do this every week. So make sure you guys stay subscribed. www.craigandchris.com gmail.com. That's it.
All right.
I'm done.
Thanks, guys.
I'm done. We waving?
We can wave.
Did we say we were waving?
I don't know.
It's kind of weird.
It's kind of Beverly Hillbillies, isn't it?
No, it was we already said this. It was the Munsters.
Was it I think it was like everything in the
Addams
40s or
Family.
something. It was like all, yeah.
Yeah. Beverly Hillbillies is one of them.
Oh, you know what? Have fun storming the castle.
Have fun storming the castle!